Hello, my name is Abe. Welcome back to Enter the Gungeon. I think this is a fine day for Paradox. What was yesterday? Yesterday was like randomly rolling 3 times and then deciding to play as the convict. No, we rolled the convict on the 3rd attempt. Is this the right save file? I have to check because we're at the point now where it is. The number of hegemony credits I have might actually... It could mean one, it could mean the other save file. We only have 4 digits of hegemony credits on this save file, but on the A slot save file, I think it's at like, what, 30,000? There goes the water barrel. I don't know, I thought it was a bulletkin. I did what you're not supposed to do when you're handling a gun. I didn't check my target before I pulled the trigger. I don't think that Screecher is very good as my alternate starting gun for this Paradox run. I don't think it's very good, and I don't really even think I like it. Chest? We'll probably get a chest in the next room. I'm also trying to look, see if I can identify what our starting item is. I don't think it's a dodge upgrade. I don't think it's a speed upgrade. It's not a reload increase. Yo, get stunned. In theory, this weapon can stun. Well, I mean, we saw it once, but it's very inconsistent regarding it. All right, what's our item? I have no idea. Better ammo. You know what? I could have identified that had I noticed that we had 1,200 rounds in the Screecher, but that just makes it even sadder that a minute ago we had 700 rounds. We used half the ammo in this gun in like 4 rooms. Not a particularly efficient weapon either way. Oh, I have to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I apologize. Ugh. Look, sometimes you just gotta sneeze. Oh. Milt Thompson says, I always enjoyed Screechers. Screeching women, a unit, in Rome Total War. What? Milt Thompson says, I've always enjoyed Screechers, screeching women, a unit, in Rome Total War. You have units full of women? Okay, Romney. I still can't quite decipher your sentence. Ignart's welcome as well. How you doing today? They screeched and it hurt your enemy's morale. It hurt my morale being called a unit. I'm more than just what I am. Let's go. Dude, every time I play Gungeon recently, I've been getting... Paradox starts with this pilot pistol, and I just think to myself, where's my lockpick? It happened again, just right now. I'm like, hey, I can lockpick this. Wait a minute. I can't lockpick this chest. But I just want to lockpick it. I want to get a freebie. Dude, we are almost out of ammo with this gun. How sad. Now, did we not get a free chest on this run yet? A little unlikely, but theoretically possible, I suppose. Let's get a gun. Assuming we get more than 2 heads, we will get a gun from this, I think. So why don't we try to pick up a gun, and we can probably do something like this. Oh! Well, I mean, we'll still get 3 of them, which is a green gun, which is not bad. It's a heck blaster. Okay, it's pretty bad. But you know what? It's better than the pilot pistol, so I will take it. I hit the wrong bounce on the 3rd shot in gun game. It's nice to get a gun game early, because if you get all of the 4 targets, that's a red quality chest. You know, grab that before you go and fight your first boss. Gets you a nice little advantage. Hey, For all we know, it could have been, if we gotten it, it could have been the Gunder Fury gun, which we do have leveled up to maximum now. Wow. Used a lot of ammo. Well, we used like 600 rounds. Ring of Triggers. We had this recently as well, with the very laggy, it was like a very laggy mass shotgun laser synergy build. Either way, I'm excited. I'm excited because I like Ring of Triggers. I like, you know, getting 8,000 sharks or whatever we have as far as our synergy goes. All right. We got a lot of chests to break. Let's do it. HP. Junk. Junk. Not even a junkin'. Extremely disappointed. Connie says, I was just playing Isaac before the stream and got 2 floor re-roll dice rooms back to back. That run went exactly nowhere. But was it a good run? You know, did you actually have a good run on it? Or were you just saying it didn't go nowhere because you literally had to do the same floor 3 times in a row? Well, you didn't have to, but you probably did. I've had that happen to me before in Isaac. And then I hate when it happens on Depths too, and then you can't leave your mom fight, so you're kind of just like stuck without being able to use your reroll machine. But not reroll machine, but your reroll floor. How cool would that be in Gungeon? You could roll a 5 and then you could just redo the entire floor, get more loot. When do we reach the singularity of roguelites, where every roguelite has the exact same mechanics as every other roguelite? If you take Gungeon, Slay the Spire, and The Binding of Isaac and combine them all together, you would get like the perfect roguelite. It's the perfect roguelite of them all! It has every single mechanic in every video game ever. What do you mean this has already been done before? Star Citizen? Never heard of it before. I read that they had like over $1 billion. Is that true? Does Star Citizen actually have $1 billion with a B dollars? They haven't even made anything yet. It's all speculation. It's almost as bad as NFTs, if you're giving them any more money at this point. Oh God, excuse me. I had a little bit of a cough recently. I had a little sickness last week. I think it has essentially all gone away except my voice. My throat has been a little sore lately, and also I have a very, very, very minor stomach ache that hasn't gone away. But it's like not really a major stomach ache. It's more like, I should go eat more fruit. I need to eat less starches and more fruit. That's what it means. Less potatoes, more tomatoes. Maybe it's scurvy. Hey, I'm an American. Pizza counts as a vegetable, right? Oh, you should have shot me. You had your chance, Bulletkin, and you missed it. 214 Kaser says, man, can we not talk about Star Citizen? Gonna make me sad. Now, do you say that because you've invested in Star Citizen and you're disappointed, or because you're excited about it and you just don't want to think about it? Sorry for bringing it up again, I suppose. Because I like space games, I like sci-fi games, and all that nonsense, but at this point, it's just a meme of its own with Star Citizen. What the hell happened to that table? It's like it died to the Screecher and then created a bunch of like trash on the ground. Did you see that? Like, look at this. What is this? Weird. Excuse me. Connie says, I have not finished my run yet. Still waiting for the continuation. Your multi-floored Isaac run. Gotcha. There's my free chest, probably. Oh good, a third active item. Don't worry, one day we'll get something. More people need to play Isaac, for me, specifically. How about I get on Discord and I'm just like, yo, someone play a game for me. And then you can just stream a game to me. Keep me entertained for once. Oh, ah! Wah! That's what it sounded like after the fact. Oh, I'm gonna. Just don't expect me to like bust a rhyme anytime soon. Arda Bobrich says only 500 million. Oh, hello. Only 500 million so far. I thought they were up to like 1 billion, but maybe it was half of the billion. Out of ammo. Dude, we're gonna be out of ammo by the time we hit the freaking boss fight. Heck Blaster and Screecher are not that good. We do have 2 keys, so I'm going to open a chest. Okay, Scattershot is really fun. Let's go fight the boss. Scattershot's gonna suck when we have to use our rogue special, our pilot pistol, but for every fight after this one, when we get a new gun and we get ammo, Scattershot's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gotta be one of my favorite upgrades in the whole game. As long as I'm not worried about, you know, D20, it might be my favorite upgrade. It's triple shot. What's not to love? Now I have favorite synergies as well. You know, Stout Bullets and Shark is a good one. But I think Scattershot might be one of my favorite upgrades in the whole game. Kenny says they've made some progress, but if you still want all the ships, that'll cost you like 30 grand. Well, what, like, here's what I don't understand about the whole ship thing in Citizen. Will you be able to like unlock these guns in ships or whatnot in the game? Or are we talking about like a skin for a ship? I guess I just don't understand it, but I haven't looked into it too much. Either way, I wouldn't really care that much. Please die. Thank you. Kanye says, still way less than Diablo Immortal, though. Whatever happened to that game? Oh, Minecutter's pretty good. Whatever happened to Immortal? Like, I know it was basically a laughingstock when it was announced and released, but like after that point, how is it handling itself? Are people playing it? Is it hitting its sales numbers? Is user retention high enough? Is its revenue, can I say the word? Is its revenue stream good enough to keep the servers online for another like 6 years? I guess we're good to go. I love Minecutter. That's a good gun. The ships are very much exclusive, not just skins. Okay, so you get a special, unique ship model and design. Is Star Citizen going to be a... Is it a multiplayer game or is it a single player game? Or rather, can you play it single player? Because Elite, that is a multiplayer game, right? Like you have to be online to play it, right? Oh my God. The explosion of the enemy pushed me. And it moved me slightly enough that I mistimed my dodge roll. I also was pushed away from the table, so I didn't flip the table. And in the exact moment that happened, I'm like, I'm gonna scratch my nose. And so I didn't think about, like, that was such an easy dodge, it didn't even cross my mind that that would have been a failed dodge. Yeah. Art of Bobrich says, like Eve, right? Well, I think in Eve, it's just skins that are real money paid. That's my understanding of, you jerk. Of that game. Let's, Connie says sort of, but with less Excel. Connie says MMO. So you have to be online to play Star Citizen. Okay. Where's my like solo single player offline space adventure game? We live in that time, I guess, where everything has to be an online, always on server-based product as a service MMO. Like, you can't just make a fun game that people can play? This is the crest drop-off, isn't it? Yeah. Other side of Fusilier. Thank you, Fusilier. In Eve, you have to pay a membership to get access to the good stuff. Well, technically no, because like every free-to-play game, or game with membership, or online MMO experience, or whatever, technically, you never have to pay a dime, but that would probably require you to spend 26 hours every day of your life grinding for in-game currency. And who has time for that? Well, probably like the 6 Eve streamers out there who base their whole online, you know, YouTube, Twitch content on playing the game for free to play. I'm sure there's people out there who are playing Diablo Immortal right now saying, I'm gonna play the game entirely free to play. They're probably still in the Den of Evil this late after its release. That was dumb. You wanna know why that was dumb? For some reason, this form of the mine cutter will crack a chest immediately, while this form will not. So I used the wrong form of the weapon to shoot the chest to try to see if it was a mimic. Screecher also. Screecher will guaranteed crack a chest in one shot. Very weird. Connie says, and No Man's Sky is very good nowadays. That's what people say, but also, I don't care. You know, from a personal experience, you've already kind of wasted any goodwill that you would have had coming from me. I have absolutely no desire to play a game like that. Something, oh, we should have definitely not blown up the chest then. Something that incredibly mismanaged? Nah. So we only blew up, accidentally, a blue quality gun. Freaking cog of battle, scatter shot. I love it. Hope that Starfield is good, says Connie, that's your best bet. Wasn't that coming out in like November or something? Or does it not have a date? Let me look, I've got a list of things. Keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Starfield is November 11th, 2022. If it is still on pace. I think Satisfactory is also set for 2022. Kerbal Space Program 2, Homeworld 3, Dead Space, Endless Dungeon. I'm sure some of the stuff has been pushed back since I made that list that I just alt-tabbed for. But I'd love some new games to play. Yo, actually hit the Kaga battle. Kaser says, I hope Kerbal Space Program 2 is good. I mean, I freaking love Kerbal Space Program. As long as I can build a rocket and shoot it up to the moon, I'll be happy. I mean, I remember when a friend of mine first showed me Kerbal Space Program, he had a early support build of the game, like early alpha. It only had Kerbin and Mun in it. And it was a lot of fun just watching him and trying myself to just build a rocket and being like, yo, I know that this is possible, but I don't know how to do it. I need to learn. And then you kind of learn, you figure it out. Before you know it, you can launch a rocket. Segas Jr. welcome, says Starfield will not be good. I saw the trailer. They've had, what, 20 years to improve on Fallout 4, and it looks like a reskin of it. Well, does it need to look particularly fancy? Or if the gameplay mechanics and world are deep enough, would it still be something worth playing? People still play freaking, like, you know, New Vegas. You know, at what point does the writing, the world building, and the mechanics kind of make up for a lack of technical prowess in the engine? And it's still gonna look better than Fallout 4. Like, it might, from the trailers, it might seem like it's not gonna be amazing, but it's still probably gonna look better. I just hope mechanically it's good. That's what I look forward to in these games. I don't care if it's got the, oh, it's a shambling ground. I don't care if it's got the best graphics. I don't care if it has the best writing, although writing helps a lot. I want mechanics. I want the game to feel good to play. That's my number one. Okay, I'll take the ammo. Ow! A rock fell on my head. Segas Jr. says, why would I buy Starfield when I have Fallout 4? Why would you buy Fallout 4 when you have, what was the game with the guy who has a planet for a head? Worlds Apart? Or is Worlds Apart the one where, the world resets itself every day? And I'm not talking about, not Deadpool, Death Loop. I'm not talking about Death Loop. Because there's Worlds Apart and there's Outer Worlds. Yeah, thank you. I think Worlds Apart, is that the one where time loops when you fail and you have to try to, you know, solve the puzzle? And then Outer Worlds is the one where it's like Fallout, but if it was a parody of itself and one of the characters has a planet for a head. Because he's the mascot for like a corporation. He's Planet Man. I don't know his name. Barta Bobridge says Majora's Mask. No one wears the planet as a mask. Different thing. Fallout but space with good comedy. That's kind of exactly what it is. It's comedy Fallout with great writing. If you liked Fallout 4, then if you liked the gameplay and the mechanics in Fallout 4 Outer Worlds is just more of that, but with better writing. That's what it sounds. That's what it seems like. I've never played it myself. Why am I giving you my opinion then? I don't know. Art of Bobbert says, some people still play Gungeon. Who? Those losers. They haven't played anything new since 2016. Yo, I swear I'm good at this game, and one day I'll get a no-hit run. Don't worry about it. Get out of here. How many keys do we have? 1? Yeah, sure, why not? Bubonic Letta says, I actually wanted to play Outer Worlds for a bit, and then I heard people calling it mid, so I skipped out. Aranistan says, have you heard of Skyrim? I'd rather play Outer Worlds than Skyrim. Can I do anything about this? I think the answer is no. But I do have a guitar. Oh my lord. RIP bitrate for this one. That's basically me with a guitar. I'm probably about that good. You know, I'm gonna gun munch. I got some garbage. We don't need the Screecher. And we do not need Heck Blaster. Junkie says, I screwed with a different streamer who plays Gungeon sometimes by giving them a challenge that they can only take C or D grade items or guns. I mean, you can win a CD run pretty easily. The real problem in a run like that is twofold. One, you're gonna be very limited in your kind of ammunition as a result of having fewer weapons. You're gonna be using your starter weapons a lot more, which kind of leads into 2, which is that it's gonna be a lot duller of a run. Might as well do a starting pistol challenge. I mean, it would be basically be Screecher. We would still be using the Screecher at this point. But we could take Cog of Battle? Because isn't Cog of Battle a brown level item? I guess that could be part of the challenge, is trying to figure out, trying to remember all of the qualities for all the items in the game. But you miss out on so much when you limit yourself by only taking specific items. It's like, okay, I wouldn't be able to take Scattershot? Scattershot's a lot of fun. What about Katana Bullets? What quality is that? Only Caser says, I love that game. Wait, I have not played Outer Wilds. Outer Worlds. I meant Outer Wilds. I had a dumb moment. It's called Outer Wilds, not Worlds Apart. Actually, no, Worlds Apart is the Lombax game. That's the Ratchet and Clank game. Why is this so confusing? Outer Worlds is Fallout in space. Worlds Apart is the Lombax game, and then Outer Wilds, or is it Outer Worlds, is the time loop game, but not Deathloop, which is a different time loop game. Why is every game apparently a combination of 2 words that each have approximately 4 or 5 letters in them? Outer Wild, Deathloop, Worlds Apart. Like we can't come up with a better naming scheme here. World is Fallout in space. What world? Outer world? Sounds about right. Caser says, Outer Wilds is so good, but I can't speak for Outer World. Is it called Outer Wild? Ivana Gletta says, Outer Wild seems so similar to Outer World on appearance. For a while, I thought that one was an expansion for the other. No, because one of them is the time loop one. And one of them is man with head for planet. I'm losing my mind here. Outer Wilds was made by Obsidian, says Bubonic Lettuce. I think that's about right. Dun, 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 dun. Mr. Gazar says, Monster Train, Hollow Knight, Dead Cells. I still feel, though, that those are way easier to identify, because one of them is there's monsters on your train. One of them is you're a dead man who's not actually man. You're a clump of like mucus. Well, you're a virus, probably. Is it a virus? Bacterium? Fungus? Illness? Disease? And then one of them is Hollow Knight, which is Team Cherry. With an outer wild, an outer world. Okay, well, they're both in outer space, but one of them's a wild and one of them's a world, and then, okay, world apart. Is it world apart or rift apart? Dun, 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 dun. Outer Wilds is Mobius Digital, says Connie. It honestly sounds like a very interesting game, where you're like trapped in this. You know what? It kind of Outer Wilds. Again, I've never played it, but from what I've seen of it, it kind of reminds me of like a Psychonauts experience where everything is kind of weirdly proportioned and kind of like out of place but familiar, and you're trying to solve a mystery, and then time will reset if you don't solve the mystery because, like, I don't know, the star that you're around explodes. But like you go to a planet and the planet is like the size of a house. Like everything is kind of like proportioned a little bit strangely. Like you can walk around a planet, but it still has the right gravity that you can stand on it. It's like a fever dream. And it sounds kind of intriguing from the perspective of solving the mystery. Although, you know, anyone who has played it, they're gonna be like, oh, you gotta go here to do this thing. And I'm gonna be like, no spoilers, shut up. Let me do it. Yo, we have homing bullets scattershot, which is freaking lovely. And it's kill pillars. Have you played Returnal? That's something that's been asked of me before. Oh my god, almost got knocked around. No, but isn't, oh my god. Is Returnal the game that was a PlayStation exclusive? Because if that's the case, I don't own a PlayStation. I can never remember if it's Eternal or Returnal or whatever the hell it was actually called. I don't remember. I just don't remember, okay? I'm sorry, I don't remember. I don't remember the name of the specific game, okay? Oh, hello there. You would have the map, and oh, frick, it's quad laser. It's a pretty big bullet. I don't know, you want bees? You think these bees like jazz? I'm gonna sell Dodge Ring. I'm gonna sell I don't know, maybe nothing else. Kind of like everything that we have. I could sell katana bullets, but it's weird enough to keep, I guess, and you know, 200 bucks, we can buy whatever we want next floor. We don't need Beehive, let's go. Part of Bobbert says 20 minutes till dawn is not equal to 0 dawn. Wait, is 0 dawn where you play the redhead fighting dinosaurs with a bow and arrow? No, that's Horizon Zero Horizon. No, that's Horizon Zero Dawn, right? That's I think I'm thinking of the correct game for once. But I don't remember what is the part of the game name that's the actual name, and what part is like the subheading tagline. Because it's like Horizon Zero Dawn. Why do they need the colon in there? I don't know. It's gotta be somebody's. Yes, Zero Dawn is the one where you play as the redhead. Oh, good. Right up my alley then. Yo, homing shots. Please home. More often. Got a lot of spread on this lightning spear, but it's doing a good job. Returnal is made by a Finnish developer, so I'll cash in my national pride real quick, says Connie. But is that the one that is... I think Segas Jr. said yes. It's the PlayStation exclusive, which, what the heck? Seemed interesting, but I have not played it because I don't own a PlayStation. And wait, there's another game. For some reason, I get these confused all the time. It's someone kind of explained it as like a sci-fi Dark Souls, but you're on a space station and there's black holes that make enemies stronger, and it's like $20. And it's on Steam. I don't know why, whenever someone says Returnal, I think of that game, but I think it's because of just the name of the game. It's just like somehow, in my brain, it's familiar to Returnal. Is it Eternal? Is it Return? Surge? I don't think it's Surge. Because I'm trusting my instincts on this one. The name doesn't remind me of Returnal. So in my head, I'm like, that can't be it. But it was apparently pretty good, from what I heard. It's kind of just like a weird, spacey Dark Souls game. You're on a space station. I hear FTL and FPS, I think Void Bastards, says Junkie. I played a little bit of... It's not Prey. I played a little bit of Void Bastards, but... I don't think I'm gonna play it again. It just seems a little, a little samey. Hellpoint, I think. Kaser, that sounds like the right name. Why in my head does Returnal go to Hellpoint? That's the only question I have for my brain. Why does Returnal go to Hellpoint? Where's the association coming there? Yeah, that's a good blue level quality gun. What do I want? I guess we want like this. I literally just looked up sci-fi Dark Souls, says Kaser. Ah, I guess I was not lied to. I think they were just out at around this. Maybe it's that they were out around the same time. And in my head, I'm kind of getting the two confused because of that. Although I think there was actually another game that someone wanted me to play, that I got confused with Returnal, because Returnal was a PlayStation exclusive game. And there was another game that was not, that maybe had a similar kind of name in my head. Connie says, quote, Hellpoint is an intense action RPG game taking place on Irid Novo, a derelict space station soaked in an intoxicating dark sci-fi atmosphere. Yes, sounds about right. Mr. Gazar says Crying Sons. I played that. Villavus Welcome says hopefully Returnal comes to PC soon. Well, if it does, I'd be more interested in playing it because I could. Unless someone is going to gift me their, PlayStation. Should I add it to my Amazon wish list? Anyone out there with the disposable income? First thing I'm going to need at some point is a new GPU. My computer's been kind of acting up recently, and it acts up in weird ways, but mostly it's just involving things crashing randomly. Anyways, speaking of games possibly being played and coming out at some point in the future, I'm still looking forward to the Dead Space remake. I don't care what anyone says, oh, you should really just play Shock Point Viscera or whatever, or Project Veritas or whatever the hell the actual game is going to be called. It's made by the actual Dead Space developers and not just EA. Well, I don't care, I'm going to play them both. But I can't wait. I absolutely adore, well, the first two, Dead Spaces. I would love to play a remake. Callisto Protocol, yeah, that one. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. We done with the floor? Yes, we've opened everything. This gun muncher we haven't done anything with. Let's go fight the boss. Involving things randomly crashing, stream crashes. Well, that's kind of exactly my point. Yesterday, like, my stream crashed when I tried to launch XCOM. And it was, like, my computer was fine, I think. But it was mostly, OBS just couldn't capture the game. And when I tried to Alt-Tab to force it, it crashed. My browser crashes frequently when I'm in the middle of work. Usually, if my browser crashes, it doesn't really cost me any time or anything like that. I won't know where I am in my current, video, but I can usually guess. The immortal words of Donkey, it's EA, they'll find some way to F it up. Here's the thing, I actually don't think they're going to F up Dead Space. And if you want to know why, my assumption is that they're going to want to remake Dead Space and use it as positive feedback and leverage for whatever they come up with next. It tends to happen in cycles in not only EA's development, but other studios' development as well, where they make something great, and then they follow it up with something that is maybe a little bit more controversial, or has, like, they're not going to add in microtransactions in Dead Space. They're going to make it Dead Space, but better. It's not going to be controversial. People are going to like it on release. They're going to say, wow, it's Dead Space, but better. It's a remake. It's going to be a remake. It's not a, well, it's a remaster. Is that correct? Well, it's like a remaster remake, right? They're not going to reimagine it. They're just going to remake it. So I don't think they're gonna mess it up. I think it's just gonna be a normal game. I think it's going to be perfectly acceptable and playable. I don't think they're gonna add in microtransactions. They might add in features, but they'll be optional. Like if they add in a co-op, it's going to be optional, and we're not gonna have the problem of Dead Space 3 where in the middle of a cutscene a guy shows up and you're like, where did you come from? I'm on a freaking alien spaceship. How did you get here? Are you a figment of my imagination? So I don't think they're gonna screw up Dead Space. I think they're going to just remake it. Callisto Protocol is gonna do its own thing. They're gonna have they're gonna redesign the horror single player experience, do whatever they want to do with it. And I think what they're doing is I think that this is just EA gauging the interest in more of that style of game. Whether it's, and you could say that to mean whether you mean not microtransaction or story or remakes and remasters or horror. So I actually have high hopes for it. They're gonna dip their toes in the waters and see how it is taken by the community and reviewers and whatnot. And I doubt that they're gonna screw it up like people think that they're going to. Although I suppose it really does depend on what exactly it's gonna be. Is it a remaster or a remake? Like, are they just taking the old game code and just like touching it up with a coat of paint like they did with, not they, but like what happened with GTA? Yo. Or are they actually like making the game kind of like from scratch? Dude, this does like no damage. Okay, we're gonna swap back to Bundle of Wands. Because if it's a remake, I think people are gonna be, if it's taking the original game and the original code and just kind of upping its quality a little bit, I think people are gonna be disappointed. But if it's a remaster like from scratch, I think people are gonna like it. Barda Bobbert says it needs the Final Fantasy VII treatment and splitting it up into 3 parts. I would not mind. Well, it's weird because I wouldn't mind if they remastered all of the Dead Space games, but there's nothing wrong with Dead Space 2. It actually holds up quite well. Dead Space 3 I've never played, but I don't want to because of the experience. It's not like a true horror Dead Space experience to me. It's more of an action game. More action, less horror. If they remastered that one, I would appreciate it a little bit more. There's nothing really wrong with 2. Connie says Dark Souls, sorry, I just read DS3. Dead Space 3 had this weird thing that the co-op character had a more interesting experience. That's kind of just like why I don't want to play it. I'm not here for a random guy's story. I'm here for Isaac's story, but they kind of just like they turned Isaac into your like cookie cutter protagonist kind of. Isaac has to save the world yet again. He's like not even from what little I've seen of DS3, he's like not even that concerned about the necromorphs. He's like, you just gotta hit them in the head, then they'll go down. Cut off their limbs. That's it. Oh, you haven't done this yet? Oh, it's okay. You'll get used to it after a while. He's kind of a sad character if you think about it. Like, this is just his life now. He's accepted it. He's like, yeah, I'm the zombie killer. Well, what you got here is a terrible case of necromorphitis. See, what you gotta do is you gotta stomp it out. Boom, boom, boom. Kaser says, I thought the scariest one was actually Dead Space 2. Dead Space 2 looks a lot better than Dead Space 1, and it has a much better lighting engine, which I think kind of has something to do with it. Dead Space 1, though, has the much scarier transmission devices. Shh, Isaac! Happens every 2 seconds in Dead Space 1. You're walking down a corridor, you're in the bathroom of the spaceship. Your communicator goes off. Shh, Isaac! Jesus. I liked Dead Space 2 more than Dead Space 1. Dead Space 1's a classic. That's kind of why I'm excited for a remaster, you know? Give it some new love and new treatment. Anyways, that was an easy run. Scatter shot plus homing bullets is a massive damage upgrade. Plus you get scatter shot, plus you get homing bullets, plus you get some good guns to go along with it. That was exciting. It was a good run. Kaser says, forgive my pessimism. There's not a bone in my body that thinks that EA can do the right thing. And Connie says, yeah, EA has invoked no high hopes ever. I appreciate the skepticism. I have a feeling it's gonna be an adequate remake. I have a feeling that this is EA's attempt at taking a non-risk, because they already have an IP. They're remaking the game to gauge interest in that style of storytelling and that kind of player experience, as opposed to making another FIFA. That's my impression and my hope. For now, for those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. Check me out on Twitch when I go live. Support the channel, any of the links below in the video description, and I hope to see you here again for the next run of Enter the Gungeon.